some information related to that. So let me get connected with the other network, and then we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight and neck head straight in one line. And gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully Enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic information for yourself to develop a very good, very clear spiritual foundation. So when it comes to meditation and spirituality, so out of this whole practice, we look for some kind of result related to our inner development. So that inner development means change. So out of this practice, we have to bring the change inside us, not to develop the person as the same way. So then, when it comes to you, you have to have a very clear understanding to bring the change to yourself, because when the change happens, if you resist that and try to maintain the same person, then your practice and the result and the practitioner is going to become so different. So as you know, this entire universe in a journey. This everything change moment by moment. But mentally ourselves, we develop kind of like a very concrete, unchangeable framework regarding our life. And then we start to believe and follow, thinking that the life we want should be there tomorrow waiting for us. And we forget when it comes to ourselves, when it comes to our hopes, when it comes to our goals, when it comes to our desires, when it comes to our intentions, we forget this nature of change. That forgetfulness is another way called the ignorance. So the memory, remembering is another way called the wisdom. It is not the memory that you collect and keep. That memory come out of experience. It's a kind of like an irreversible wisdom. It is not something you memorize and try to keep in a memory. It's two different ways of developing the mind, developing the understanding. So out of experience, when you go through certain experience, you know in your life, you went through certain experience, it's unforgettable. Even you try to forget, it doesn't go away. And there is no effort to memorize also. But it's naturally there. So how about when it comes to your whole life? Why you have it only in a certain moments? How about that all your whole life? If you have that kind of memory, or if you have that kind of ability to access to your own experience. So this forgetfulness is come out of another way. The one of the reason is carelessness. Why we don't care? Because our attention is somewhere. So what is that somewhere? May be related to your past or your future. So the meditation is a method. You develop your awareness to be in the present moment from the beginning as the first step. So for that, you need a primary mental object. So that primary mental object should not come out of kind of like a thinking or imagination. So your primary mental object should be something related to present moment. So that's why we take the inhalation, exhalation, or the sensation of the body. Or if you can go deeper, the feelings, the thoughts, or the phenomena, or the very nature that you go through moment by moment. So because once you tune to that, you're capable to recognize the very nature and the very behavior of your own life. So that's become an experience to you. And when you are capable to experience something in the present moment, it becomes unforgettable. So that's become this part of the wisdom. So that is what you need from the beginning. So once you have that wisdom, what will happen? So once you have that, it will allow you to take deeper into yourself. So the meditation is another way we can call like a deep work. Deep work, sometimes we need to work with us very deeply. So when it comes to deep work, it's not like on the surface level that you work. It should have kind of like a different methods, different tools, mechanism, different theories they use. So the meditation is a deep work that you go into deeper to yourself. And another way it's called the down work. So the down work means that you go to the depth, the very epicenter. So like we call the very epicenter of the town, we call downtown. So like that, down work means another way that you go into the very epicenter of the very center point of you. And when you go into that, what will happen? This deep work, down work, will take you to your dark side. So as you know, in a very conventional level, with deep work, so like when you dig a tunnel or when you go into deeper, in the deep level of this ground, you know what is there? The first thing that you have the challenge, the darkness. When you go down, so the one of the darkness. In you also same. It is not you that you see through this, the layers of the skin. And that's very simple. And sometimes, you put, you can change even it. And when you put, makeup or your hairstyle, or maybe you put different garments, and then you look like different, you look somebody. But the deeper in you, there is somebody else. In that darkness, you even don't know who you are. So that's why the meditation will take you to that dark place. Because in that dark place, there are things. The dark place, that our dark character carries some kind of so much energy. It's so strong. So this dark energy, the dark character is stronger than that the character appear in front of the society. Just imagine as example, very conventional example, the dark character means it's more deep. Like as example, get angry. So when we get angry, look, that there is that we become strong than we think. And we are so capable to do a lot of things, and we never imagine we can do that when we get into anger. See that anger is in your dark character. You don't show it. You don't accept it as who you are. And sometimes, you claim, oh, I want to be good, but this or that person or not allow me. No, it is you. You have to accept that it as you. Otherwise, you can't transform that. If you claim this dark side or the dark character as somebody else, if you don't take the responsibility, then you can't work with that. So that's why in the very first level, when you come to meditation, So why we don't take it as a responsibility? Because we never saw that very clearly. We saw it with the different incidents, and sometimes these outside situations ignite that our dark character. So then we thought, oh, that incident create that. No, it is inside us. The greediness, the lust, the desires, the anger, hatred, jealousy, this all the dark energy is inside, and sometimes the outside situations has power to ignite it. So when it comes to meditation, it will take you there. It's not bad. Remember, this darkness is not bad. This black is not bad. It allows you to define the character. So when you go into darkness, when you get into deeper in you, so now remember the steps. The meditation is the kind of like a deep work or the down work. So when you go into deep work, the very first thing that you meet, the darkness. And in that darkness, so much energy. So one of the good things with the darkness, all your creativity, all the power to transform, all the things to bring something out, that power exists with the darkness, not in the light. So once it comes to light, when it's come to the completion, there's nothing to do. So that's why that your dark character holds the power. So your darkness has the power, that creativity, to transform you to somebody. So if you don't look into darkness, you're going to be in just a kind of like a puppet in the world. And maybe because of the fear, maybe because of the laziness, maybe because of that the lack of energy, you just hold it to as who you are on this very surface level. You will never find the change. So out of any spiritual practice, what is that? You should bring the change to yourself. So that is our purpose. If you are capable to change yourself, that is a blessing. That is the wisdom. But we have no power sometimes. How that repetition happen? You know, sometimes we think, oh, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it anymore. You know, it is 100% sure. Now I know that. I know all the power. I know all the tools, and I know all the methods. Oh, I'm not going to do it anymore in my life. Now I know I have the wisdom. And when the very next day when you wake up, oh, when the situation comes, you are naturally start to repeat the same thing. How? Why it happened to us? That's why you never, saw the ability of this change inside you. You just, try to think about the thoughts, just the surface level. No, there's a deeper something. So that's why you need some kind of methods to access to that, not just by thoughts. So the meditation is a method. It's give you very clear access to deeper into you, and you are capable to accept the change, and it become very, very comfortable. You are very, it's kind of like a welcome that change when it happens, even if it is outside, even with your inside, the both. See, but what happened in the normally in day-to-day life, that outside and the inside change, when it come to us, we're not going to accept. Sometimes we try to fight and try to keep the way we want. That fight itself become a struggle to yourself, and that struggle itself become the suffering to us. So if you are capable to accept anything, then what will happen? Remember, once you come to accept the change, you become a dead person, kind of like that. Then what will happen? You become, it's kind of like you have no any more fear. No one can stop you. And you become kind of like a part of universe. That is the power. Just imagine if, just think, to digest that, sometimes you need time. Okay. But remember, if you can die, like, just imagine if you are a dead person, you become boundless. And you become fearless. That gives access to the real existence, not the dogmas, not the believings, the followings, the theories we build up. This everything to live. And we are in a struggle to live. We have hopes, we have dreams, we have desires to live. And this moment, we don't know what this is. We all crazy to live. When it comes to that, if you are capable to understand the death, so that's why sometimes, when people get the second chance in life, like when they go through, near-death experience, they transform. They change. Another thing is when they kind of like go to the space and see this entire planet in one vision, and sometimes they change, because we so into boundaries, neighbors, and the walls, and the lines, signs, boards. Our life, we try to balance it with that. And because of that, we don't see beyond. Our mind so into categories. But when you go into the higher level, when you look from the above, and that will release your mind. So that's why one is near-death experience has ability to transform. But by the time, sometimes within few days, the people sometimes they experience something and they completely get out of this comparison. And then by the time again, they can go into normal life because of our conventional life experience. And another thing is the go to the space. And that also allow us to bring that transformation. And so those are very physical things. But this is, we give the access to deeper ourselves and transform this inside us, and you allow yourself to change. And then whatever happens inside you, outside, you accept it. And then when you accept it, you don't look for life. You just be in the moment. So being in the moment and look for life, two different things. So that's why when it comes to deep work, you don't look for life, you be with the life. So, and when we go to the dark side, so remember, it has so much energy, and that once you find that, it brings the creativity to yourself, and that creativity, what we call transformation. So then just imagine if you don't have a dark side, there's nothing to do. There's everything good for you, and for everyone, you are okay. But this is not like that. That our dark side defined by the greed, hatred, and the delusion. And especially the forgetfulness. And this, so this experience and the ability to go deeper, bring the clarity to yourself, because otherwise it's kind of like the most of time, look, that we get lost in the darkness, we get lost in the thoughts, and because of that, you always hold it to something. Just imagine when you get lost, you always into something, So because of that, you lose the freedom, that the fear arise and the doubt arise. So that kind of things. But the transformation means what? So the transformation means, as a human being, there is an expression in you as who you are. So there's expression, there's something in you waiting to come out as really who you are. Maybe you have no idea about that. Maybe you never thought about it. All this struggle, if the life is kind of like a struggle, suffering, and a kind of like the anxiety, depression, this all come when that true nature cannot come out of you. So another way we can call it as the freedom and the mobility or the expression. So those are the very quality of your transformation. So if you don't have a ability to express as who you are, that means you work under somebody. You may be the loved ones, your husband, wife, children, or the parents, or someone, even the guru or the teacher or the monk or the neighbor or partner or anyone. It can happen to you. You have to be very careful. So you have to work very secretly to protect your expression, because always people are waiting to overtake your expression. That's the human nature. So then, if you don't work for that, if you don't protect yourself, that your expression, what will happen? Someone else overtake it. Maybe if you don't know that freedom in you, if you don't work for your mobility or the abilities, if you don't look for your freedom, what will happen? Somebody else use you for their freedom or their mobility or their abilities or their expression. Then you become a puppet. Then you become a midget for somebody. So that's why the Buddha is the one who gave this method to entire humanity. Otherwise, before that, all these gurus, all the Dharma, all the teachings, they didn't allow other people to follow. And even in the Western world, that, as you know, that in the beginning, that the slavery was so huge, big. And when you become a slave to somebody, that you have no right to hear something wise things, even kind of like a Bible. The slaves not allowed to hear the Bible. Why is that? Because it carries something, some wisdom there. So see that they don't allow you to find that your own freedom, your own mobility, your own abilities, your own expression. They don't allow you to do that. That's how you become a slave to someone. And it underneath this, even in this society, still underneath that, the people try to keep it like that way. They always try to take you to their expression. They try to use you to their mobility. They try to use you to their abilities. So if you don't work for yourself, if you don't become strong yourself, what will happen? Somebody else will use you. You can't blame to anybody. So then it is your responsibility. So that's why practicing meditation take you to that inner, deeper level of your own through nature to recognize and understand. Because once you understand it, it gives ability for you to express very clearly. It becomes so powerful. No one can challenge for that. Why? Because that your expression, that your inner nature that you carry within yourself, there is no anyone else like you. So as example, in this entire world, there is no two trees going to be the same. Nowadays, I work for this my new place, and I go to look for find the trees. And more than any other time, I learn a lot about trees. And sometimes I talk to these gardeners and landscaping people. And sometimes they have so much wisdom about the trees, and I never knew that. So recently, there was a guy, and I was talking about the trees, and there was two trees, and I was trying to bargain. And then he told me, "Oh, monk, that even the forest look many trees. There's no two trees going to be the same." It hit me, it's a true wisdom. I was like, that is something. It is worth than building the temple, because see that it's the journey that we learn a lot. It's not overnight we build up a place and okay, now everything good. No, this is what I understood. Okay, this go through these things is a kind of like giving the wisdom. So like that, there's no two characters. There's no two people going to be the same. So that's what you have to understand. So that's why when you have when you have that clear ability to express as who you are, you become powerful. You need that as a human being, because it gives you mobility as in your mind. So the best mobility that you gain in the Vipassana level, that is something, we have to talk about it another day. Even tranquility state not allow you to give that, the 100% mobility with the mind. The very 100% mobility and abilities give when you have the very Vipassana, because you're not bound to any method, theories, cankers, mental formations. You're not bound to anything. Your mind becomes 100% free. So that is the true freedom. But before we go into that in a very conventional way, in this very lifetime, with our material world, physical world, we have to develop it as a lifestyle. So that will bring us some kind of experience for us to go into deeper. So that's why the practice meditation, it is just not only mental practice, it gives the clear transformation to this outside world as who you are. So that is very necessary. Your change is very necessary for you. And at the same time, remember, your change is very necessary for other people. Maybe they don't tell that, until you get into the 100% very clear expression, or the mobility or the ability or the freedom as who you are, you have to keep changing. So then remember, the change is the blessing for you. And at the same time, change is the blessing for others. It's kind of like a gift for them. So then when it comes to yourself, accept the change and look for the change, work for the change, and bring the change to yourself and give it to others. And when it gives that, don't give it any kind of like a very raw level of just giving. No. How? Nowadays, when you, even online, when you like order something, they ask, is this a gift? Why is that? What is the difference? They're not going to charge anything. When you click that, yes, it is a gift. Even, sometimes even when it comes to you, the wrapping going to become different. And there is a special note, thanking or maybe wishing something. See that the same price, same thing that you order, maybe the same person they're going to get. But when it become a gift, it's going to have different quality. So then remember yourself. This is my point. Try to digest it a little bit yourself first. The change that you need is a gift for you. So then when it comes, when it brings to yourself, bring it in a very nice way. Accept it in a very nice way, like how we give a gift. And when you change, when it comes to the change, when your change become a gift for others, give it as a gift to them. So that way, yourself every day, you bring some kind of joy to yourself, the journey that you go. So that's why that go into deeper level, the work, this deep work, the down work is bringing the ultimate satisfaction. Because when it comes to our human behavior, our own transformation for a higher purpose, giving us the highest satisfaction, not other things. You can try all the drugs, all the alcohol and all other things, you can try. But by the time it's going to go away, again, you have to come back as a normal person. But yourself, when you bring this kind of transformation, and when you have that joy, that highest satisfaction, irreversible, it's not going to go back. But at the same time, it has power to nourish each and every cell in your body. And that not only that, it becomes a profitable skill to bring more and more and more transformation to yourself. until you come to the very completion of your expression. And that is the complete light. We call the liberation or the transformation. Once it comes to that, you just shine. That's it. There's nothing to do. So there's nothing to do means no any deep work to done. There's no any creativity to come, because you itself your transformation. And once it come to the completion, itself bring the environment for others to follow you. That's it. And then you become an example. That's it. And that's why an enlightened master doesn't make any karma. So then yourself remember. So go step by step. You have a dark side. Underneath this, know that there's a dark side, and don't afraid to accept it. Don't afraid to go into that. Look into it. So whatever, you are responsible. Take it. Don't afraid for that. Take it as you. And from that point, remember that your dark side is so strong than you think. You are so capable for many things. And your creativity hide inside your darkness. So then, if you want to change, go there. And then bring the change. The change means your true expression. And bring your mobility 100% and abilities, and bring the freedom from that transformation. And once you have it, take that change as a gift to yourself. Appreciate it. And keep it in a very nice way. Take it in a very nice way. Respect it. When someone give a gift, we take it in a very humble way. We respect it. When we give it to someone, we give it with the respect. So like that, you change. Give it to others as a gift. With the very humble way, with the very respect. So then that moment of life, bring the joy to yourself. That joy bring the completion to your life. That through expression, through freedom, through mobility, is the gift for yourself, and for which is the gift for others. So you have to work for that. Remember, if you don't work for that, somebody else is going to use you. That is the worst thing can happen to you. So don't allow it to be. Be wise. Be smart. And that is the Buddha's teaching. Okay, so with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopateva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Pinchua, prelo strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away. Already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. Into your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, to spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chammihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe devanumodantu. Sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu. Sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu. Sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhammanudhamma pattipattiya buddham pujemi. Dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi attaya imaya patipattiya. Jati jara vyadhi maranam paribunjisami dhammi punya kammam asavakkaya vaham hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bliss.